And with that out of the way, it's time for the third topic in this story. And the third topic involves GrubHub. Now, we have talked a little bit about the potential sale of GrubHub to Uber, that the two companies were talking and they were, hashing out the details. Also, other companies like Eat24 are also interested in buying GrubHub. So GrubHub is a popular stock right now to buy. Like, it's been doing really well. But it was brought up that a sale to Uber might be problematic because it would create potential antitrust problems. Because if Uber and GrubHub were to merge in some smaller states where they don't have 5 delivery services, they have 2 or 3, then guess what? Uber and GrubHub combining would get them way more than the 30% share that the government typically considers to be a monopoly. Because the government hovers between 30-35% on what they consider a monopoly. In some of these cases, like there would be some cities and states where an Uber and GrubHub merge would result in the company having way more than 50%. And in fact, in some cases, it could be as high as 89%. Well, sure enough, the deal might have hit a snag because of an antitrust dispute. This is from The Street. So GrubHub shares were lower after a report said that the food delivery company is disagreeing with Uber Technologies about certain antitrust concessions amid the company's talks to combine. Meantime, CNBC also reported that European delivery companies Just Eat, Takeaway.com, and Delivery Hero are now vying for GrubHub. Shares of GrubHub last week were down 6.7% to $56.45, while Uber shares were off 1.8% to $36.56. Last month, GrubHub declined a takeover proposal from Uber. That deal would have issued 1.9 Uber shares for each GrubHub share. The potential transaction has drawn the attention of government regulators who are concerned about the hefty fees the companies charge restaurants and about the status of their workers. Representative David Sicilian, Democrat, Rhode Island, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee's Antitrust Subcommittee, recently called the possible deal a new low in pandemic profiteering. The food delivery business at the two companies have thrived during the coronavirus pandemic. And then you talk about all these other things. So, here's the thing. What's being said here? What's being said is that GrubHub and Uber are still talking about merging, potentially. But they are disagreeing on certain things about the transaction. Because I think at least GrubHub seems to be aware that there is an antitrust concern here. And the lawmakers are looking at it and they're concerned. And I think GrubHub would prefer if Uber buy them. They would rather be bought by an American company, not a European company. However, there has to be certain concessions being made before they would feel comfortable agreeing to a sale, because why even get the sale started if it's going to be stopped by Congress? It's a huge headache. It wastes a lot of time. It wastes a lot of money. You'd rather not get into it at all if you can help it. But here's the thing. That is not Uber style. Uber is all about monopolies. Granted, a lot of tech companies are. If you don't think your tech company is a monopoly, they are a monopoly. Apple, Amazon, Google to a certain extent, Microsoft, they're probably the lesser of them all, though. PayPal, Facebook, Twitter, they're all monopolies when you get down to it. They control way more than 30% of the markets that they are in. And in Apple's case, they have such an integrated system that it's like, oh yeah, we have the phone, we have the operating system, we have the store in the operating system. We determine what goes on that store and that phone. And by the way, we charge the fee and we're going to make the same product that the people we approve to come on the phone, and we'll price it the same so that, basically we're always a better buy for anyone, really. So it's crazy when you stop and think about it. But remember Travis Kalanick? He put the DNA in Uber that Uber was to conquer. They were to go out and they were conquer, and they were going to... One of the reasons Uber grew so aggressively is because they did antitrust things to put their competitors out of business. They would lose as much money as need be so long as the competition died. Well, those days are pretty much over. That said, I don't believe the mentality has changed that much. I think Uber is very much wanting to control the market. And so they're going to GrubHub partially because, they're ride sharing in the toilet. Totally in the toilet. However, food delivery is up, and hey, considering how long this pandemic could last, it'd be best to buy another company, strengthen that food business so that we can stay alive, and then, in the process, we can have a monopoly in several cities and in some cases even states. That's what Uber is trying to get at. And at least the way this report is talking about it, GrubHub has some concerns about that, because they're looking at it hey, look, we want you to buy us. We would be better off together than apart. But there are certain things we have to address because, the government's going to come after us with antitrust. We probably need to sell off some assets or something to that effect to keep the government off our back, and Uber seems to be resisting that. Doesn't surprise me because that's what Uber does. They totally want to control the market. That's always been their goal. That's what they want to do. And you can't change that. You just can't change that. So anyway, I would like to know, what do all of you think about this? Do you think GrubHub is playing cautiously? Do you think Uber is the problem? Or do you think maybe they're both having a pissing contest? Maybe this isn't even about antitrust. Maybe Uber's not offering them something they want. I would like to know your thoughts. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe.